Welcome to a few moments together on the Parsha. This Shabbos we have the privilege of reading Parshas Vaeschanan. Of course, it's also known as Shabbos Nachamu, based on the first two words of the Haftorah of Parshas Vaeschanan, which is Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami, that my nation should have a double sense of consolation. In the Sedra, of course, we read both the Aseres HaDivros and the first paragraph of the Shema. And in the first paragraph of the Shema, one of the crucial elements of the responsibility of saying Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad is V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam, that you should teach it diligently to your children and speak about them. Speak about the words of the Torah. And of course, when it means that we speak about the words of the Torah, we speak about them in all different ways. As the pasuk says, B'shivtecha b'veisecha, when you're sitting in your house, Uvelechtecha v'derech, when you're traveling on the road, Uveshachbecha, uvekumecha, when you lie down and when you get up. And of course, that is the responsibility of the Oraisa law, to say Shema in the morning and to say Shema in the evening, and the other laws that I mentioned there, which are the speaking of the Torah and making them a major part of our lives. The Haftorah today, Nachamu, Nachamu Ami, is an interesting mention. There's an interesting idea at the beginning of the Haftorah when it says Nachamu, Nachamu Ami. The word Nachamu, of course, comes from the word Nachamu, which means comfort or consolation. Yeshayahu Hanavi is saying that Hashem told him to tell all the Nevi'im, Nachamu, Nachamu Ami, Yomar Elokechem. Hashem has told you that you should give consolation. You Nevi'im, you prophets, should give consolation to the Jewish people. And the Radak and the Even Ezra point out that it's not only the prophets who have a responsibility to give consolation to the Jewish people, but the leaders of the generation, each generation, give consolation to the Jewish people. Tell them that there's going to be a day where Dabru Alev Yerushalayim, you're going to be speaking to the heart of the people about Yerushalayim, and what it means to say is, as the Even Ezra points out, remove any worry from them. Remove any travail from them. Because ultimately, there's going to be the day where the redemption takes place and we will see the glory of Yerushalayim. And as we spoke last week when we fasted on Tisha B'Av, Kol Hamis Abel al Yerushalayim, anyone who mourns over Jerusalem, Zoche V'roeh B'simchasa, is going to be merited to see that ultimate redemption. And even if we don't see it right now, eventually we will see that redemption. Even if it means that we're going to perceive it in a soulful way in the world to come. But we will. Klal Yisrael will see that redemption. It's interesting to note that Friday, Erev Shabbos this week, is Tu B'Av. The Gemara in Tainus on Chaf Vav brings down in the Mishnah that Lo Hoyu Yomim Tovim LiYisrael, there were no festivals equal to the joy of Tu B'Av, Chamisha Asar B'Av, the 15th day in the month of Av, and Yom HaKippurim, and Yom Kippur. And the Mishnah goes on to describe, because on those days, the girls would go out and they would find Chatanim, they would find Chasanim there, they would find their groom, and matches would be made. Of course, we hope and pray that all those who need a proper shidduch should be zocher, that this Tu B'Av should help bring that shidduch closer. The Gemara later on at the end of the section of Tainus on the last daf brings down that there were a number of reasons why Tu B'Av was so special. Yom Kippur, we understand, is a day in which the Jewish people get forgiveness. But when it comes to Tu B'Av, what were the reasons? And the Gemara quotes a number of reasons why this day was so holy. One of them was because the Haruge Beitar were buried on that day, and the Bracha Hatov V'Hametiv was made. The Gemara also quotes that another reason is because that was the day in which the various tribes were allowed to marry one into the other based on the teachings of the Benos Salofchad. The third reason is because the tribe of Binyamin was permitted to marry into the Jewish people after the terrible event of Pilegesh Begiva, which is recorded in Sefer Shoftim. Another reason is given in that in Melachim Beis we find that the king Hoshea ben Elah abolished the restrictions of any of the 10 tribes going to Yerushalayim, and the barriers and the soldiers that used to be at the border and didn't allow the 10 tribes to go to Yerushalayim that was set up by Yeravam ben Nevat. They were abolished on Chamisha Asar B'Av, and so it was a big Yom Tov. Of course, today we have the opportunity to go to Yerushalayim, Ir HaKodesh, and there are no barriers, and we should take that opportunity. I'll just throw in a little commercial here to all our Balabatim. As you know, we are hoping to plan a trip very soon. The details will be sure to follow very soon. We'd love you to join us. It's going to take place immediately after Pesach, about a week after Pesach next year. We're going to be spending 2 weeks in Eretz Yisrael, and I hope you'll join us with this wonderful 2-week tour. Back to our discussion. One of the final reasons that is given about Tu B'Av being such a special day is the fact that the sun loses its power beginning on the 15th day of Av, because the days get less sunlight and the sun becomes weaker, and consequently the earth begins to cool off. And the Gemara, in fact, says that on these days the nights get longer, and consequently we are more capable of spending time learning Torah, because the nights are longer and we can sit in our homes, and by the warmth of a candle and a little heat, we can sit many longer hours and learn Torah. So our Haftorah and Tu B'Av, Nachamu Ami. You know what the greatest Nechama is? Yomar Elokeichem. You say that the Jewish people believe and have trust in God and the Torah, and we study the Torah, just like the Pasuk in Shema said, Vaeschanan levanecha. And as the nights get longer and the days give us an opportunity to spend our nights in the study of Torah, and Vaeschanan levanecha, and v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veisecha, u'v'lechtecha v'derech, we have the opportunity to study more Torah and to imbibe and drink from the words of the wisdom of our sages who expounded on the Torah. And that's the greatest nechama for Klal Yisrael, because that is what is going to bring us back. That is what's going to bring the Mashiach. The loyalty, the study, the practice of the Torah, as we study more as the days go on, and as we become more familiar with the knowledge of our holy Torah, we're going to see Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami. Have a wonderful Shabbos, Nachamu. Let's get together and bring that Nechama to the fore, B'mheira v'yameinu. Shabbat Shalom u'mevarach.